Hi, my name is Daryll Oliver, and I'm a guitar trainer and a keyboard trainer with UrbanPro, and I work as an UrbanPro partner guitar trainer. I have an institution called Learn Music Classes, offering more than you can dream with regards to guitar and keyboard training. I have more than 20 years of experience as a working musician and over 8 years of teaching students and training them on guitar and keyboard. A warm welcome to a guitar lesson right now. And here's some information that you need to know about today's class. Let me begin with telling you that there are three styles of guitar called rhythm, lead, and bass, which are there practically in every song. And three learning levels happen around beginner, intermediate, and advanced, differentiated by how much you would have progressed and trained on three specific subjects related to guitaring, which are music notes, music scale, and music chords. So a gist of what we are going to do today is a little of music notes, music scale, and music chords. So we begin with first understanding the parts of the guitar, where the guitar we get to be introduced to is made up of three parts: the head, the neck, and the body. On the head, you have these tuning pegs that handle the 6 strings on the guitar. On the neck, you have the fret board, where these boxes in a row are called frets. And on the body, you have the sound hole and the bridge that holds down the 6 strings of the guitar at this end. Well, let's begin with music notes. If you look at the picture, boxed in red are the 12 notes clearly shown to you. May I repeat? There are 12 notes in music, named after the first 7 letters of the English alphabet. That is A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. With the balance 5 notes understood as sharp, as I will show you, and as shown on the picture, on each of the 6 strings. So for an example, let's start with the A string. Okay, so if you look at it on either side, you can see E, A, D, G, B, E vertically shown there. So the A string is what I want you to look at in particular. And here on my screen, I'm going to sound out the A string. That's the open sound. Then the second fret on the A string is B. Then you have C. Then you have a gap and you have B. A gap and E. No gap F. A gap and G. And the 12th fret is A. So you saw the A, B, C, D, E, F, G order happening there. And the notes in between what I mentioned as the gaps refer to sharps. And to understand sharp is just the sound of the note going higher. So from the neck to the body, you can see notes going in the A, B, C, D order and the sounds going higher from the neck to the body. Right. In similar fashion, all the other strings named after the music notes, which are 12 notes. For example, if I start with asking you to look at the E string, which is the top string here on the guitar, you would notice the first note on the E string is F. Then you have a gap and you have G, A, B, C, and so on. So the order of the A, B, C, D, E, F, G needs to be particularly remembered. That way, you would get to know the order of the notes on all the six strings. Let me repeat. The order always goes in the A, B, C, D, E, F, G order. Great. Now let's go to our next lesson, which is music scales. Now, music scales is something that every musician needs to cement foundation on. And from my experience as a musician and as a teacher, I have discovered that 7 of them are of utmost importance. And I would relate them as the major, the natural minor, the harmonic minor, the melodic minor, the blues, and the 2 rock scales, the major and the minor pentatonic. So in today's lesson, I'm going to show you the methodology that I will use to train you on all the 7 scales. In other words, I will begin with showing you how to train on it from the first 2 strings. That's the 1 and 2. Then moving on to the 3rd and 4th string, and then on to the 5th and 6th string. So for today, the way you will train on it on the first 2 strings, I'm going to begin with showing you how to play the major scale. So if you look at the picture, I have them colored differently, which are 8 notes taken from the 12 notes in music. Right. So using your 3 fingers, 1, 2, and 3, I'm going to ask you to hold down the first fret of the 2nd string and sound it out. So we call this the first note. Then I'm going to ask you to use your 2nd finger and hold down the 3rd fret of the same string. That's the 2nd note. Then with your 3rd finger, you hold down the 5th fret of the 2nd string. That's the 3rd note, and so on. So you kind of repeat the same distant notes on the first string. You get your 4th note, 5th note, 6th note, and then again on the same first string, your 7th and 8th note. So that introduces you to the major scale and to the sound of the notes. Let me repeat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And commonly known as in Indian classical, Sa Re Ga Ma Pa Da Ni Sa. Or in Western, the terminology used is Do Re Mi Fa So La Ti Do. Great. Next, we move on to music chords. So I began with telling you that there are 12 notes in music. So now we get to know that each note has a scale of its own, and here in this lesson, you will come to know that each note has a chord of its own. Right. So beginning with music chords, I'm going to ask you to use 2 fingers because there are 7 2-fingered chords that you need to first get familiar and introduced to. These are the most easy shaped chords. So we begin at the very beginning and in the most easy way. Right. So if you look at the first chord, which we are calling A, your first and second finger would hold down the second fretted notes of the fourth and the third string. Then for the B, you would hold down the second fret of the fifth string and the first fret of the fourth string. Then you slide that whole shape one fret up, you get C. Then for your D, you use your first and third finger. The first finger holds down the second fret of the third string and the third fret of the second string. Then you come to E, a very similar shape as A, but moved up onto the top two strings, which is the second fret of the fifth and the fourth string. Then you have F, a very similar shape to C, and as you can see, this happens on the fourth string and the third string. And finally, we got G, which is shaped on the third fret of the sixth string and the second fret of the fifth string. So we've got 7 basic chords to get familiar with. And once you've learned to shape them, you're ready to play a million songs, beginning with your own favorite song. So may I repeat and play those shapes for you one more time. A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. So one more time. Let me repeat. There are 7 two-fingered chords for the beginner guitarist, and they are named after the first letters of the 7 letters of the alphabet: A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And you've seen that on the picture. And we call this the left hand technique. Why? Because it's with our left hand that we are shaping these chords. Now the right hand also has an important part to play along with your left hand. And I would like to explain it as, just as a drummer drums the beat of a song, so also does a rhythm guitarist have to drum those beats on his guitar string with his right hand, which is normally referred to as strumming the guitar. So both put together will enable you to play rhythm guitar over songs that you would want to start on and enjoy straight away. So with that, we come to the end of this lesson, and I hope you enjoyed it. Well, this is all about today's lesson, and if you have any queries or clarifications, you can contact me through UrbanPro. And if given an opportunity, I'd like to share another session with you. So thank you for watching. Stay safe, stay indoors, and wish you every success on your online guitar.